These are the most exotic dinosaurs in Prehistoric Kingdom, and I have 10 of them that I'll be building increasingly amazing homes for to showcase their bizarre features on top of having to take professional level photographs for each one. To start it all off, the first dinosaur coming in is the large meat-eating Spinosaurus. I'm sure you all know this dinosaur, but for now, I need to recreate its prehistoric environment in this gray square barrier. First of all, I checked the sizing of our Spino in the habitat, and for the depth of the water bodies I made, before building up a nice hard shelter and poured a mixture of coastal sand and mud as the starting substrate. I know how it looks right now, but trust me, I'll make it more beautiful soon. With its home now set, I started with the first unique structures I want for the habitat, starting with bigger rocks using flatter ones between them to simulate layers going down, and the tiny pebbles to sell the look. Before I tell you what this is, I made sure to make the rock formation for the whole ecosystem first, separating the two lakes down to their opening and water canyons up top too. These big Pringle-shaped carnivores live semi-aquatic lifestyles, so I imagined it walking up and down the lake with this walking trail, while texturing rocks and other mix of dirt around other specific areas. Remember, I need to take Nat Geo level pictures soon, so scattered around good old wetland trees, some clover beds to act as duckweed, and water algae oozing out of the rock line, and pulled out the special effects from this game to finalize the waterfall. The rest was just polishing the environment with tiny details of plant growth, water vegetation, and how untidy our Spinosaurus has been kicking up this rubble. And someone is just waking up from their nest. The Spinosaurus. This two-legged giant of a prehistoric creature is probably one of the most famous ones out there, and terrorizes the wetlands with a terrifying bellow. What was that, bro? You're embarrassing me. Weighing up to 10 tons, these guys get their big gut from eating fish all day. I got this, Nigel. Please. I'm going to name him something terrifying to match. So everyone, please say hello to Norman. Anyways, I followed Norman around to find perfect moments to take a picture of him. You see, I'm making a wall of award-winning photographs for all my dinosaurs today. And after snapping some okay pictures of our awkward Spinosaurus around the habitat, even got this one that, oh god, Norman. We got ourselves the perfect first picture. That's one done, and look who's super happy. But Norman aside, there's still 9 more insane dinosaur species I'm going to be showing off in this video, including some absolutely deadly ones even in extremely inhabitable environments. But before getting to that, let's get to a dinosaur that has a feature that will make you scratch your head. The next habitat is much smaller, and with the main feature, a fallen wood log that I elongated like this, I'll need to make a super intricate, complex, highly detailed environment. Oh wait, I made that already. This is the undergrowth of a forest floor in the early Cretaceous period, where plant life is abundant, perfect for the little friends that I already introduced previously. The Psittacosaurus. Its most impressive characteristic is not its beak and horn-decorated face, its earthly colors, nor their love for getting stuck. But some have these weird bristles and frills right in the middle of their tail, which I honestly have no idea what is for. Maybe a toothbrush for the bigger T-Rexes? They are tiny, yet very mischievous, trampling all over their new home. Especially this little escape artist. Not now, Nigel, please. And while Norman comes home from an afternoon swim to call in for the day, our new friends are out to explore, all camera ready. It was difficult, but I kept trying to find a perfect picture for these guys. This one could be called the oopsie did anyone see me poopsie? But finally, as two Psittacosauruses close in to check each other out, I captured this little snippet of love. These pictures are so friendly and gentle so far, but trust me, we'll get to more yeah, you'll see. Especially stepping into the deserts, where I'll be making a home for one of our quite famous carnivores. I quickly summoned a shelter with the powers of the dino architect gods bestowed upon me, with wooden exteriors, and worked the desert lands with larger desert rock gradients into smaller boulders and stones toppled down by strong sandy winds over the decades. This big old ridge is for the backdrop, while the foreground will consist of 2 desert structures of this weathered down rock formation, and another using some sturdy boys, and another elongated skinnier boy to make a large desert arc. Also decorated the slopes with its own rocky outfit. A water aspect is also in the agenda to later make a vegetated oasis, but before that, a strong brush of red sand and okay, that's too much. Light brushes of red sand, matched with rougher stones around the rocks and everywhere else, achieving this gritty gradient texture. The planting will be done in these steps. Put some trees around, smaller versions of the trees also around, and whatever this thing called a saxaul is, and also some shrubs. I might be getting out of hand. This is so much better. Of course, what is a desert without some cactus? So I played around with big boy ones down to much teenier cacti. With its final touches, the sandy gust now blows over our completed desert ecosystem. Who are those in the distance? A mafia of the desert walking in, with their smoky guns and suits in the form of sharp talons and scorch-colored feathers. The Velociraptors. The cuter, scientifically accurate feathered ones, unlike the as fast runners and active scavengers, these guys are perfect for hunting the barren and scarce desert terrains. But very soon they won't be so alone. But wait, I've got something very limited and huge for you. As you may know, I am partnered with Gamersubs, an energy drink that's 0 calorie, healthier, and still gosh darn tastes good. And I got you guys for the next 48 hours only. You can get free samples with free shipping to finally try Gamersubs out. Yes, if you use my code KEENLING that's normally 10% off, now you can get samples for literally free. No strings attached, people, get it. On top of that, send me proof of your free order and I'll collect as many of you guys to be a dinosaur in an upcoming lore-heavy Jurassic World evolution video. Buy some goodies too while you're at it. They even have caffeine free. Link in the description. Wait, Nigel, watch out, it's going to attack you. Oh, okay. Anyways, they're all getting pretty comfortable, hanging around their new habitat. So let's ruin it with the Keenling paparazzi. Look at you go, girl. Yes, rocket. Whoa, he is so high up. I wonder how it got here. Anyways, it seems we have something else, rummaging the rubble of the deserts. It looks big, but first, let me show you some of the winning pictures of this habitat. We got some pretty ones, but what better than a shot of the gang? And also this masterpiece I call There Is Always a Bigger Raptor. Yeah, these two will do. For now, something else is finally showing himself. The Plateosaurus. Puffed with a thick, tan skin, this friendly giant is no threat to the Velociraptors, but more to the termites that it so happens shoves its face in. Growing up to 8 meters long, these goofballs will be the perfect contrast to our Velociraptors on the ground. As far as if the raptors enjoy the presence of this new dinosaur, let's just say he takes too much space as a roommate. Someone's complaining. The fresh mountain air. So calming and die trees, deforestation, deforestation. Welcome to the area of our next dinosaur home. And this is going to be a crazy one that is divided into two. With a questionably shaped barrier down, I set it up to be sort of sloping downward. You see, I have some very exciting dinosaurs planned. A plan that starts with rock walls alongside the null barriers and terracing the land into multiple layers, before terraining a similar large mountain structure with all its details. And for now, this will be a secret. Turn some rocks into snow, sprayed some dirt highlights to give space, and light green grass that I played around as I please, with mulch patches in rock crevices for a deeper soil look and a contrast to the snow. Aleppo pine and other mountainous trees worked itself into the scenery with patches of nature growing just as spring gets around the corner, like this blend of shrubs and bushes fitting to fill all the bland stones. While as I creep up towards the top of the slope with fallen trees and clusters of nature, it is time to show you our prehistoric mountainous home. It looks like the plants are in full bloom, but unfortunately our new dinosaurs have a very big appetite for these shrubs. Paraceratherium, one of the largest terrestrial mammals that has ever existed, and appears to be the most wrinkly ones too. These guys are well adapted to graze the mountainscape. Let's also not forget about their angsty smaller cousin, the Juxia. He's here too. But wait, what's that rummaging around the bushes? A group of herbivorous small dinosaurs? Yes, plant eaters that have lived in the mountains long enough to develop a thick tuft of beautiful feathers. Lielinasaura. With an abundance of wild berries and plants, they have made this area their territory. And other than the never-ending fear for them being stepped on by our giant mammals, they seem to be settling in nicely. But the cool mountain air is mixed with a smell smell of something. Something hot. I circled the area with its respective stone walls to cover every single corner and began painting with the darkest gravel I could find, blending it with a rock texture flowing down the mountain structure to sort of simulate the minerals being thrown out. Can you guess what it is yet? I grabbed rocks I colored full black and created a large crater into the mouth of the mountain, following a rocky route down into a smaller second one. With the same tactic, a different set of now super bright red rocks are scaled and fitted into the path of the structure, and later the craters that I made earlier, using even smaller rocks to bring out the finer details. Correct, this is to achieve a magma rock look. Continuing with circle-shaped lamps from the game, I changed it to a light scarlet glow and used the darkness of night to enlarge and layer this glow into the red rocks. Of course, following the flow of lava down to the second friendlier spring of flames below, with finer detailing and special effects from the game like fires and a plume of smoke. The main part of our volcano is done. We're going to have some serious dinosaurs dominating these lands later, so I need to liven up the whole environment. Or rather, deathen up? Well, with scorched rocks everywhere, bigger ones around the mountain faces to show some structure. What the? How did you get up here, buddy? And finally, the burnt up dead trees scatter across the bottom. This alpine range is now officially doomed by an active volcano. I even added this little molten rock crashing into the dirt of the first habitat from the initial blast of the volcano. Still fresh and burning. So immersive, look. Oh no, did the rock hit you? Are you dead? Rest in peace, my big... Oh wait, sorry, you're absolutely fine. Now before we get to taking pictures of this stunning environment, a guardian to this burnt wasteland has just woken up to bask in the heat. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, with a slice of scientifically accurate feathers. It owns this land, taking advantage of the warmth to roost and attract unsuspecting prey that might be getting away from the cold. Okay, maybe not straight into the lava. We don't want fried T-Rex for dinner. Anyways, this majestic theropod will now roam this mountain range. And for me, this is like heaven for wildlife photography. Let's get to it. In the afternoon, I spotted the Juxia lounging in a nice little spot he'd found. And this makes for our first picture. I call it the don't just sit there and subscribe. Seriously subscribe or he gets it. When nighttime fell, I caught a few of our bottom feeders gathering to the crashed molten rock. I captured it and called it the Dinosaurs. It took me a while following the T-Rex around, seeing how lava obsessed he actually is, and just under the moonlight, caught something I think is pretty amazing. I'm not sure if I should edit in some cool meteorites. I don't know. Anyways, lastly in the morning, the shot of our biggest and smallest residents side by side. Actually, I want you guys to name it. Comment below. But now, in our volcanic mountainous range, it is now raining. So let's go somewhere drier. With inspiration from a famous animation movie that rhymes with Brian King, I made a decently sized hill on one side and grew a high curve on its edge. Some grasslands have rivers too, so I made a super wiggly one. This habitat will house the most dinosaurs yet, so I need to sand the whole area. Oh wait, I've done that already. Then I wanted to keep the hill more green to bring out the centerpiece that is a king's rock made from a large scaled up rock pedestal, held up conveniently by a smaller sharp rock lodged in the ground, building the rock formation around the structure following the shape of the hill. In terms of plants, I wanted a divide of a drier and more barren side of the habitat and trees in lusher, greener, shrub-filled areas. You've seen enough of this, so I'll make it cute and fast for you. And a vast land like this will undeniably attract some grazers. Huffing through the grass is the Cynotherium. From the late Miocene, these horned beasts are actually the rhino's distant Asian ancestors 7 million years ago. And working up an appetite for short grass, the large field of the grasslands are an ideal home. But it does get hot sometimes. And while they shade in from the heat, trying to rub the bugs away, another dinosaur is out to eat those same exact bugs. A colorful pack of Coelophysis is out on their mini hunt, and the dryland undergrowth is their perfect kingdom, helping out the bigger guys with the bug problems, and they love the water. But the true apex predator of this land, look up there. Our last most intimidating prehistoric animal, prowling in the bushes. The Smilodon, most famously known as the saber-toothed tiger, are commonly the rulers of the grasslands. Their growls command respect, and the Sinos cowers in fear. Here, let Nigel tell you more about them.
This large feline could gape its mouth to impressive extents, up to 120 degrees. I'd love to see it in action.
Okay, Nigel. However, inside, these menacing carnivores are just little kittens. Look at them go. And royalty like them deserves some very great photographs. I got this absolutely beautiful shot of our cats looking down at the animals of the land, as if commanding them. I need you guys to name this too, now, but we will end it all with a few of my favorites. The animals looking up to their king, and this absolute majestic shot of our Smilodons at the King's Rock, the final sunset. And there you go! We've got to build so many amazing habitats for even more amazing dinosaurs and prehistoric animals. Let me know which habitats you like and which of these photographs is your personal favorite. Okay, subscribe. Thanks for watching.